1 month since the deadly Hamas attack on Israel, and Israeli ground forces claim to have surrounded Gaza City, which according to the IDF is a major base for Hamas and its terror infrastructure. While the conflict in Gaza looks set to escalate, once the war is over, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel will maintain responsibility for security for Gaza for an indefinite period of time. Netanyahu made those comments during an interview with ABC News, his first public remarks about the future of Gaza once this war is over. And until then, he stressed there will be no ceasefire with Hamas until the militant group releases all hostages. And according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health in the West Bank, more than 10,000 people in Gaza have been killed during the month-long Israeli offensive. A senior UN official said that number defies humanity. Live now to Cairo, and Dr. Richard Brennan, Emergency Regional Director for the World Health Organization. Dr. Brennan, welcome back. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
So in terms of civil society, public infrastructure, basic services, what is and what is not functioning in Gaza?
Well, everything has been damaged and disrupted. On the health side, as you mentioned, over 10,000 deaths, almost 2/3 of which are among women and children, 25,000 injuries. Again, on the health side, now we have 39% of hospitals are non-functioning, and the remaining 60-odd% are only partially functioning. We've got about 2/3 of clinics that are non-functioning. Of course, schools are not functioning at all. Kids have had their education disrupted because they're hosting over 700,000 internally displaced people in shockingly unsanitary and uncrowded conditions. You've heard about the problems with the water supply and the desalination plant, increasingly dependent on bottled water being brought across the border, and just a whole disruption of the social fabric. Family. We've all got colleagues and friends who live and work in Palestine and in Gaza, and the destruction of their homes, of their livelihoods, is on a massive scale.
According to one estimate of humanitarian assistance actually reaching Gaza, the current daily flow of aid has at best reached sporadic peaks of 7% of the pre-war level, may well average below 4%. The Jordanian Air Force airdropped medical supplies into Gaza over the weekend. Is that an option here? Is that something which other countries could seriously... They did it in conjunction and with the Israelis, with permission from Israel, but is that something which could be seriously carried out by others?
Well, I think that's a sustainable option. I mean, it's very clear what we need to do. We need to free up the Rafah border. We need to get the logistics infrastructure in northern Sinai here in Egypt scaled up. We need a much better and smoother and more efficient verification process at the border that's currently being run by the Israelis. And then on the other side of the border, inside Gaza, we need unhindered, we need protected distribution of the aid. We have the capacities to scale up aid massively. As you've indicated, before this recent escalation, it was estimated there were 500 trucks bringing commercial goods, aid into Gaza every day. Since the start of the conflict, we've had around 420 in total. We can do much, much better if we're given the room to move.